Lagom presents
The Cure for Burnout. This is the author, Emily Ballesteros. For my parents, who met every unconventional turn in my career with unwavering support. Introduction. The breakdown before the breakthrough. On a negative 20-degree day in the top ramen aisle of a downtown Chicago Walgreens, I finally swallowed my pride and called my parents. With silent tears and snot running into my scarf, I told them that I couldn't do it anymore. For 2 years, my life felt like a never-ending to-do list. From dawn until dusk, I sprinted from responsibility to responsibility, never feeling like I was doing enough. You know things are bad when you start looking forward to your debilitating migraines. Waking up with strobing vision and the sensation that someone was stabbing me in the eye gave me an alarming sense of relief. At least while I was lying on my cold bathroom floor trying not to throw up from the pain, I would get a short break from my all-consuming schedule. Sobbing in a drugstore, getting the side eye from other Chicagoans just trying to grab some snacks in peace was a personal low. I was in a very bad place. I wanted to quit my job, drop out of grad school, leave the frozen hellscape known as the Midwest, and just disappear. Just for a little while, I told my parents. Red flags. Red flags everywhere. In case you don't know, saying you want to disappear is a major red flag. I'd been running on fumes for 2 years. How could I be so early in my career and so incredibly worn out? Certainly, these were not the fun, freedom-filled 20s everyone raved about. Each morning, when my alarm sounded at 6 a.m., the first thing I'd feel was a heavy dread in my chest, quickly followed by racing thoughts about everything I needed to do that day. I would peel myself out of bed, throw on one of my wrinkled work outfits, and walk a mile through Chicago's often freezing temperatures to the train. Eyes vacant, zombie-like, with a giant pit in my stomach, I'd put one frozen foot in front of the other. I would spend my hour-and-a-half commute to work each day catching up on reading for my graduate program and smearing makeup on the bags under my eyes. Professionally, I conducted myself like your run-of-the-mill people-pleaser, with complete disregard for my own limits. I didn't believe I had the authority to set boundaries, so I'd say yes to every request that came my way, regardless of who was asking and what they were asking for. I would find myself in meetings at all hours of the day, on committees I didn't even know our company had, taking on tasks nobody else wanted, all to demonstrate that I was reliable at any cost. I wanted to prove myself, advance in my career as fast as possible, and perhaps, most important, I wanted everyone to like me. As a result, I prioritized performance over everything else. My health, my relationships, my personal life and interests, and I was one hell of a performer. But it came at a price. At the end of my reverse commute back to the city each night, I would sprint, in snow boots, not recommended, to my 6 p.m. class. With shin splints, bone-deep exhaustion, and disbelief that the day wasn't over yet, I would use my last 2 brain cells to take notes. After class, I'd make the mile walk home, eat a top ramen, do my homework, doom scroll on my phone, and fall into a fitful sleep, already anxious about what awaited me in the morning. Ideally, Saturday and Sunday would have been my time to rest, but instead of recuperating, each weekend I let my guilt, and other people's demands, take the wheel. Friends with good intentions and bad timing invited me to social gatherings across town. I didn't know how to say no without feeling like I was letting them down, so I said yes and just hoped I'd find another time to rest. Spoiler alert, I usually didn't. As much as I valued my friendships, any invitation felt like a burden, simply because I was desperate to be at home catching up on sleep instead. Forget going to the gym, enjoying my youth, or reading for pleasure, I was just grateful if I made it through the week. For years, regardless of whether it was a good day or a bad day, it was a busy day. Contrary, though, to this dread that I felt in my day-to-day life, from the outside, it appeared that I was doing pretty well for myself. I had a job in my field of interest, corporate training and development, and was earning my master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. In the name of achievement, I had stuffed my schedule to the brim, and it had awarded me a life that looked great on paper. I felt like a duck, calm
Sample complete. Ready to continue?